Hi, I'm Ricky Young with your Daily Dispatch from the government team. Joining us as always is politics editor Michael Smolens. The state assembly today approved a bill that would require California businesses to give workers at least 3 paid sick days off each year. The measure was a top priority for San Diego Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez. And here to tell us about it is Michael. Michael, why is she pushing for this?
Well, she views it as a basic fairness thing. She thinks it's good for families and good for businesses. She says employees have the difficult choice if they're sick to either call in sick and not get paid, and for lower income people that can make or break their family budget or their getting food on the table. The other choice is coming to work sick and potentially either getting more ill while at work and infecting other people. So she's saying all around this is the way to go.
And I guess businesses are opposed to this, or at least certain business groups?
Generally, I mean, the concern is that it really affects the smaller businesses who, as we know, live on the margin pretty much. Their profit margin not that huge. The larger companies like UT and others do provide personal time off or sick days in some ways. So that's the real concern there. And it just, that amount of money, even though it's 3 days, doesn't sound like a lot. To give those people off to have to backfill creates quite a burden for small businesses.
And I guess the businesses, they're not too worried about people coming to work sick and getting the other people sick.
Well,
and
as I said,
isn't that a cost to business as well?
That's one of the things Lorena Gonzalez and the supporters say, that this actually can benefit businesses because you don't want people coming to work sick. Sometimes at places that have sick leave, when people are sick, bosses tell them to stay home. But I think that there's also a thinking that, well, if you've got sick days and you're just not feeling that great, you might take it. You might, go to work under other circumstances if you don't have it. Some people, if they're just sort of tired, hey, I've got a sick day to burn, so I'll do that. So I think that comes into the thinking as well.
Yeah. Michael, your team has told us a lot this session about different things that the government is telling business to do, like minimum wage or whatever.
That's right.
How exactly do they have the authority to do that?
Well, apparently they have the authority under the state laws and the Constitution. As we know, the federal government sets a federal minimum wage, and states and cities and various jurisdictions can bump that up on their own. They can't really go below that. The state does have the power to regulate, but as we also know that sometimes they overstep their bounds, or businesses believe that, and they will sue over that. Haven't heard a lot of people saying this is unconstitutional or illegal, but they just think it's the wrong practice for business and may convince some businesses not to stick around in California.
Well, I trust you'll keep us on top of who wins this battle as it goes through the legislature. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.